everybody, and welcome to another video. In this video is Let's Play Resident Evil 4 Part 5. Don't know why I have such a hard time with opening and closing the video, but in the last part, we got a little farther into the village, and we fought El Lago here in this giant lake. And for anybody who knows me, I don't know if I've ever said this on video, I really don't like the water. Which is funny because I love swimming, but only in pools. Other than that, I hate being in the open water. So but for whatever reason, when I was younger, I'm deathly scared of, being in open water, but El Lago never scared me. So I don't know why. Maybe this game really just is anti-scary to me. But we fought El Lago, and now we're over here. This area holds a very special place, in terms of what it is. Once I grab this stuff, I'll explain why for those who don't want to watch the rest of the series, and then for the people who do stick around and do want to watch the rest of the series, I'm actually going to have a bonus part when I finally finish this project, that will show off what I'm talking about. If somebody just finds this video and is curious about what I'm talking about and then doesn't want to watch the rest of the series, I'm not going to leave you hanging on it. I can't show it, but I'm going to at least explain. So, in this game, later on, there is a shotgun called the Striker. And there's a very fun glitch that you can do with it. If you press the aiming thing and then pause before the aiming reticle is out and then switch to a different gun, Leon, for whatever reason, will run super duper fast. Like, everything about Leon will be faster. All of his animation will be way faster. For whatever reason, specifically in this location, if you use that glitch and then jump down this, Leon gets stuck in the air, like, probably a fourth of the way down. Like, you jump down and then immediately he acts like he hits solid ground. So you're stuck in the air. You can use that in and of itself is kind of entertaining, but you can use these walls. Some of these walls are solid. You can use them to slide your way down to probably about here or here. And there is actually loaded in right around here, probably, is ammo for a couple of the guns, actually. I'm not exactly sure which ones, and a special shotgun. What makes this shotgun special is not only is it a glitch shotgun, so, there you go, brag to your friends, but in the Assignment Ada DLC, not DLC, in the Assignment Ada, not Assignment Ada, but Separate Ways, Ada gets her own shotgun, but it's a pump action. Leon can never get this in his game, or so you think. That shotgun that you get from glitching out of bounds into the, out here, basically, out of, the merchant area, but loaded into the merchant area. By doing that glitch, you get a shotgun that's Ada. It's actually Ada's shotgun. It's the exact shotgun that Ada uses, and it's actually the sprite, Ada's shotgun sprite, in your inventory, but if you equip it, it's Leon's shotgun. But it, for all intents and purposes, it's actually Ada's shotgun. So you can actually get Ada's shotgun in Leon's story. There's really no point, but you can do it. And I'm going to show that off in a bonus video, because it is cool. It's just also semi-pointless. So, new enemy, Plaga. They're ultra immune to light, which is why we never saw them during the day. One light grenade will take care of them easy peasy, and that's true for all Plaga versions. Wow, I've actually never seen you have a Plaga. Wow. These ones, I don't know if they have an official name. I think what most people call them and what I'm going to call them is noodle heads or something along those lines, because they look like they have noodles and they flail around everywhere. One, they take extra ammo to kill, and as you saw, the villagers themselves have gotten a buff in terms of strength too, in terms of what they can, take. But one flash grenade will insta-kill the Plaga, and that is true for all Plaga versions. No matter what, it will insta-kill the Plaga. So, flash grenades have went from basically the most useless grenade to now they're the most useful. We have a little bit of a puzzle. I always just handle this with my handgun because rifle ammo is for whatever reason way rarer than I think it's meant to be. And it's honestly not that hard to hit all of those with your handgun. I think the game intends you to use your rifle and shoot all those off the chain so that you can get across the river. I just use my handgun. Because at this point in the game I have way more handgun ammo than I ever do rifle ammo. And the rifle is usually more useful than the handgun in terms of, power. So I like to use the handgun instead whenever viable. So, yeah, this is what it did. You can now get across without, dying. Before we trigger what happens here, we're going to run over here. Amber Ring. I actually missed that the first dozen times I played this game. I missed it, and then I was playing it with my uncle's wife one day. And we're playing the game, and I look, we get to this point, and I'm running towards this, and I notice the shiny thing. And I'm like, is there a treasure here? And she's like, I'm not sure, I don't think so. And I shoot it down, and I get that. I'm like, holy crap. I found something new. And, they had the guidebook and everything. And, they didn't really use it because Resident Evil 4 is so straightforward, but they still had it. And I was just so impressed, holy crap, I found something. And, ugh, I didn't mean to skip that. Basically what happens is you redirect the waterfall. It closes that dam that we jumped across up when we were up there closes one side, and so the waterfall is redirected elsewhere so we can, walk underneath it. Why Leon can't just put his hands above his head and run under the waterfall, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd be inclined to say the waterfall, the water is just too, I don't know, heavy is the word, but, the water is just too pressury to do, but to walk under safely. But, that's kind of shot in the ass when you realize that people stand underneath waterfalls all the time. Maybe those ones are more spread out because they're bigger? I don't know. I've never understood why Leon couldn't just run under the waterfall. Though I guess if we're to believe that all those people were hiding behind here for us, probably a good thing we didn't. But now we have the brown insignia, which is always nice. Which also is the thing that we need to, stick in the church door to get in, so. Also important. Head back to the church. Conveniently, this loops right back around to that, so we don't have to backtrack at all. Resident Evil 4 is pretty good about backtracking. If it wants you to go to an area that you've already been to, chances are it's gonna be a homie about it, and it's gonna loop you back around so that you don't have to run back through empty, barren wastelands where you've already killed everything. Do you have anything new? No, you don't. You bore me. Alright, so we are actually, we'll be fine. We have a boss fight coming up. Sometimes I'll buy a rocket launcher for this, but I don't have the room for it. It's really not necessary. These barrels regenerate though, so yay. And more green herbs. I really need some red or yellow herbs to go with this. So, as soon as we walk through here, I don't know if these were loaded in before, but they are now. Boss fight. And again, I love how I'm acting up, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna tell everybody about this game because I know about so much about it. Everyone knows about this game. I'm just like, I don't know, I've been watching Chugga Conroy a lot lately. He's one of my biggest inspirations for doing Let's Plays. And I don't know, I'm just kind of like trying to be informative about a game that I really, really love. And like, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of funny to me because, like, you know, everyone knows about this game. Like, I'm trying to play up, like, oh, there's a boss fight when you reach over here, and it's like anybody who plays video games has probably played or seen this game. So it's like, oh, there's a boss fight, and, you know, everybody probably knows that. But you know what? I'm gonna pretend like you all don't, to make myself feel better. El Gigante! And Leon's special because he backflips out of the way. So this thing can either be a real pain in the butt or really easy. It kind of depends. I'm going to personally use my grenades. There are items in the house, but I've never seen him pick up the tree that fast. I normally run around right out, you know, get the stuff right outside. There is stuff in the houses, but I would not recommend going and getting that until you are done with this boss fight. Also, something I've learned from playing this game a million times. In order to kill El Gigante faster and waste less bullets, shoot the Plaga at least once before you get on his back to cut it. By doing that, it is actually damaging it. So you're damaging him with the gun and then you're cutting it, which is doing more damage. Which is helpful. After you get him down the first time, once you get him down the first time and his Plaga comes out, basically you're just trying to do enough damage to get his Plaga to come out so you can shoot it. Once you do that the first time, if you save the wolf from the bear trap, the dog will show up, and he will distract El Gigante from you, which makes you able to focus on just shooting him. No matter how much you shoot El Gigante, he won't refocus on you until the next time his Plaga comes out. The next time you get his Plaga to come out, he will stop focusing on the dog. I've heard that if you give it enough time, like if you run around for long enough, he'll focus back on the dog again. I personally have never had that happen. Are you? Wow, really? You're not focused on the dog right now. Dog, you're not doing your job. I've never had this happen. Of course it's happening while I'm doing a Let's Play. Crap. Apparently, if you piss him off, he'll come after you. I've never had him unfocus from the dog before I get him to... Ow. I've never had him unfocus from the dog before I get his Plaga to come back out, so I don't know what happened. Also, cheap shot. So I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, get the dog, dummy. I love dogs, but, like, the dog is invincible, so get the dog. And if I did it correctly... Let's find out... You can do this boss fight, yes! if anybody's watching this and they know, correct me, but I want to say that if you are only shooting him to get his Plaga to come out and then just knifing the Plaga, I think it's normally 3 rounds that you have to go. I think it's 3 rounds of knifing that you have to do, which wastes a whole lot more ammo. However, if you shoot it once and then knife it, it only takes 2. And also, something I saw and learned the other day. I didn't know the hand, but somebody pointed out, if you look at the model, El Gigante slowly lowers his eyes, like slowly closes his eyes after you finish him. His hand, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't know that, but he slowly closes his eyes, but he also apparently slowly like clenches his hand after he falls. Really cool attention to detail. Really cool attention. I don't know if that would be considered attention to detail, but really cool, like, detail. So that was El Gigante. We get a ton of money from beating him, and if you do it right, you can do it with minimal ammo spent. I think professional mode also takes like 2 or 3 extra, like, and probably another 2 cycles to do normally, unless you're, unless you upgrade your weapons and are doing a lot more damage than you probably should be. Crap. My least favorite enemy in the game, which is sad because I'm a dog guy, but these wolves suck. They take a decent little bit to kill, and they take a little bit to kill at this point in the game, and they do a ton of damage. Like, as you saw, he did a bunch of damage to me. They have the attack where they jump on you and attack, then maul you, but as you saw with the one right before, with the tentacles sticking out of its back, that is also attack. It will whip you, and that also does a ton of damage. The mauling attack is, in my opinion, worse because you have to shake the stick to get them off, and they keep doing damage. Like, it's like they're legit leeching their life. I mean, it's like a dog is ripping your face off, but it sucks. So the mauling attack is worse in my opinion because the whip attack, you don't actually have to do anything. It's kind of just a set amount of damage that they do, and then they're done with it, and then you can shoot them. The only saving grace is normally they stop like right in front of you and growl at you before they attack. So you have like a couple seconds to like shoot them. It's really difficult, but you can also shoot them out of the air as they like lunge at you. The timing's really particular and really difficult though. Honestly, with how long I've been playing this game, I can't even really get it down pat. But for as action-oriented as this game is, it does attempt a puzzle. I said attempt, I never said it was a good attempt. So that was this game's attempt at a puzzle, and it really barely ever tries again. I love this game, but just like how most people describe it, it's not a very good Resident Evil game. I mean, it's certainly a better Resident Evil game than Resident Evil 4 was, or Resident Evil 5 is, but Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 are all fine and fun games. They're just terrible Resident Evil games, which is why, in my opinion, Resident Evil 2 is such a phenomenal remake, because it modernizes the game, but still somehow doesn't alienate the old players. it's actually a real achievement. Resident Evil 4 isn't like still a decent Resident Evil game, but it really strayed farther away from it. And then Resident Evil 5 is just a full-on action game. But you know, I'll get to my opinion of that game completely when I get to it, because I would love to do a playthrough of Resident Evil 5. All I'll say now is it's a god-awful Resident Evil game, but it is a phenomenal game, and I love playing Resident Evil 5. It's a lot of fun. Kind of like this one, but I have a more of a sweet spot for Resident Evil 4 than I do of Resident Evil 5. And in my endless like goal to show, like, just tell you everything about this game, I'm not gonna do it. But if you look up at her skirt with the sniper rifle, they actually did plan for you to do that, and she has an animation where she like covers herself and like yells at you. I only know that because I've looked it up. I only know that because I've seen somebody explain it in a video. I did not used to do that. I don't need people thinking I do that. No, I've seen people, like, you know, like other people who wanted to tell people about things in the game. I was watching a video about like little details in the game, and that's how I know. I'm not creepy. Okay, that guy is though. I hate his facial model. The faces in this game look really weird sometimes. Like, Leon looks fine. Sadler's fine. Ada's fine. Wesker looks really weird. Oh, spoiler warning, Wesker's in this game. In an optional like story part of the game, but he is in here. But like Ashley, maybe it's just how the model looked here, but Ashley looked a little bug-eyed. And then like that guy's model looked really weird. Like he looked, I don't know how to describe what he looked like, but he did not look normal. Most of the enemies look fine. Just that guy actually looks high right now. Like, she's like, oh, what's going on? Like, Sadler and Leon are having a discussion. Ashley's just off doing her own thing. So I guess that makes sense, because she is like 18 or 19 going to college, so she really has no idea what's going on right now. She's just kind of like, alien invasion. Speaking of these guys, I guess it's just the druid's face model looks so goofy. Like, it's a funny goofy, but goofy. And 90, ooh, hit ratio 95. So my total is 92, and I've killed 121 animals. Jeez, enemies, I meant. I don't know why I read that as animals. And number of times I killed number of times I died, none. Because I'm just that good at this game. Kidding, I've gotten really lucky. Everything else in this game is screwing me over because of, you know, I'm recording. I guess it's taking mercy on me. I'll get hit by things that I normally don't get hit by, but I won't die to them. And hey, somebody's throwing a mob. I didn't know this, but Ashley actually points out the barrels. I normally just shot them from the door, which is before Ashley like triggers to say anything about them. But actually, if you get closer, Ashley actually does say something about the barrels. Which is the way that you're easily getting rid of everybody here. And you have a plug, I'm leaving. The thing that I forgot to mention about noodle heads, they hurt a lot. I'm not going to demonstrate, but I'm going to get closer to show. They grow... There we go. They grow that giant blade out of their head, and they swing it just randomly around. I didn't know that they could put it back into their head, but apparently it's like sensitive based on where you're at. Basically, if you get hit by it, it's probably, at this point, it's probably going to take you down to red. Like, it hurts that bad. Which sucks, but it does. Also, you're floating. I don't know if I pointed that out, but this guy is floating for some reason. But yeah, no, noodle heads have those, like, blades, so I guess they're sharp noodle heads, and it really hurts. You do not want to get hit by them, which is why noodle heads are probably my least favorite, so that's probably honestly why I make sure they die first. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is the handgun. This is my handgun. We're gonna sell the Punisher because it's outlived its usefulness. We are gonna buy the Red 9. This is my handgun. This is the handgun I always use for the game, and it is actually the best handgun in the game. Once it is fully once it's fully upgraded, it is the best handgun in the game. Its exclusive pushes its exclusive upgrade actually pushes it past that of the regular shotgun, like at base. I want to say that the Red 9's max firepower when it's fully upgraded is like 6 or 9. Why do I keep doing that? I want to combine it. It's like 6 or 8 or something like that. And it's ridiculous. You're basically shooting a small shotgun every shot when it's fully upgraded. So this is the best handgun. I mean, technically, by opinion or by like stats. However, there are handguns that have specific uses that you know, depending on your playstyle, you might consider better. I'm more of a, you know, shotgun and clear out the room type of person, so I like the Red 9 and the riot gun. If you are a methodical, you know, line them up kind of guy, there is a gun that actually shoots through 3 people at a time, so you might want to, you know, use that for your playthrough. Really goes up to how you want to play the game. You know, there's so many different guns that you can use to play the game through with, that, you know, the way I play the game isn't the way that you have to play the game. You know, I don't use the TMP, but I know people who do, and I've seen playthroughs of people who use it and do, you know, completely fine. You know, the game's, you know, you can't differ the gameplay, but you can use different guns to do so, and the TMP is actually pretty interesting. It's not my cup of tea, but it's actually, the playthroughs I've seen it's actually pretty cool. So, you know, you don't have, using the guns that I do, you don't have to. There are other guns. You know, I use the riot gun. You could use the striker. The striker is actually a pretty good shotgun. The riot gun is just better firepower wise, and that's kind of my mentality, is just deal as much firepower as possible in a short amount of time. Why are you looking at me like that? Stop looking at me like that. I guess I didn't point this out. You can make her wait for you. If you do that, this is the only time that you can get her to be in front of you. So whenever you're walking around like this, she will instinctively, like, glue herself to your back, so you can never hit her with her knife, which is why, one of the reasons why Ashley isn't actually that. Wow, that was really bright. Which is one of the reasons why you get, yeah, look at that. That's like, it's like something's on fire. But this is why you can never hit Ashley with your knife. However, you can make her wait, which is the only way that you're going to get her in front of you. She instinctively ducks, which is nice, but obviously if you aim down, anything will insta-kill her. So you don't want to, she cowers, so if there's an enemy over there, you can shoot him. But you also just need to be careful. Enemies can pick her up, and if they get to a door, that like a loading door like this, the green doors, it's game over. They kidnapped her again. Why Leon can't just chase after her, I don't know, but it's game over. Enemies naturally won't try to kill her, but the AI is kind of stupid enough that if Leon's if she's in the vicinity of Leon and the guy swings with a weapon and it hits her, she'll die. Which kind of ruins Sadler's plans, but so that's it for how to control Ashley. Her face looks so weird. I guess she looks like she doesn't want to be here, and that's pretty accurate. But that's how Ashley controls. To me, Ashley was never not that bad because she just stays right behind you. It's almost impossible to actually kill her of your own stupidity. Like, I have almost never killed Ashley, and if I did, it's because I kind of made her wait and then kind of shot her in the head on accident. You can accidentally shoot her. Like, if you shoot her in the leg while somebody is kidnapping her, that kills her, which is really aggravating, but also, realistic, so can't really be that mad at it. But that's how to control Ashley. That's how Ashley works in this game. She's not that bad. She stays behind you, she's fine. It's just those moments where the enemies kind of pile up and they can grab her and it gets annoying, but other than that, it's not too bad. But in the next part, we're gonna go back through this door and over there through that one door into the barn area, but that's where we're going to divert into an area that we've actually never been to before. But that is all in episode 6. This is episode 5. Right now episode 5 is ending, so I hope everybody enjoyed episode 5, and if you did, please let me know. Maybe consider subscribing, it'd be really awesome. Only if you enjoyed what you saw, though. And hopefully it's not too long before the next part. Hopefully it's not too long before I get back to recording. But I will keep everybody updated on my Twitter and Patreon. So that's just where I update everything. That's where I post updates on all of my stuff. So hope everybody enjoyed. What did? Holy crap. I didn't know you could do that. I mean, that was a waste of 2 bullets, but cool. Learning new stuff every day. I didn't know that was an interactable object. In terms of I can shoot it. That being said, I think that's everything that I can learn about this room, so everybody enjoy and have a nice day.